But I still
Yeah.
know better than to assign the fucking alphas to the kitty corner here.
Yeah, it just seemed like too much. They have like dogs fighting bears in cages. I'm like, they're not gonna have the kid section, but hello. How's it going, everyone? It's another episode of The Lore Boys. My name is James Miller. Who else is here today?
It's me, Pete, this time. I every time I get a little sick, get a little under the weather, and I miss an episode, I like to listen to what you guys claimed I was doing. So it's actually Ethan this time, who's out in the pool swimming in circles.
Yes, he is. We
My
really got to
man.
close that gate.
I know. I mean, it's at least it's like what I've noticed on the show is when one of us gets sick, except for when I was losing my voice earlier this year, we tend to just rotate. It tends to be like 2-man, 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 and then everything's fine for the entire fucking year. But at least we get all our illnesses out of the way all at the same time.
I'm not sick, but I will be taking off to California and Texas at the end. I will be checking in on Texas at the end of January. So
Yeah, check with the governor what he needs with a line drawing of my fucking hand for. Like, piece of shit.
well, I was booking my plane tickets today through work, and the HR person who helps me with like booking plane tickets was like, "Oh, so I'm gonna need your like name on your passport, your address, your phone number, your nationality. I'm gonna need a blood sample. I'm like, what? And she's like, no, that's a joke. But apparently, like that's something that they're threatening to start enforcing is blood samples for
Yeah, I'd
traveling
seen
into the
one thing
States.
where they were just like, they want like 5 years of your social media posts. I'm like, guys, I can never go to the US ever again. Like,
I am looking
what
forward
are you
to it,
talking about?
eating some barbecue and hanging out in Texas sounds like a good time. But we're
Hell
not
yeah,
talking
dude.
about barbecue today.
We're not talking about Texas.
We're talking about Fallout, specifically RobCo. But
Oh, cool.
before getting into that, I will thank our newest patron, Patrick H. And also, I didn't really look up who requested this because I've done Fallout like the last few times. So if you're mentioned last time, you got some more now. We are going to talk about Fallout, RobCo. We have an old episode on Robert House. So if you're really interested in the life of Robert House, that exists along with a list of the robots and what they do. I'll link that in the description. But outside of that, we're going to talk about RobCo and how that kind of develops. I'm really excited because Fallout Season 2, we have one episode out right now at time of recording, which I'm up to date with. I just finished Fallout New Vegas. I'm playing Fallout 4 DLC, and I bought a Magic the Gathering deck of dog meat and have been playing Fallout Magic the Gathering. So I am all in on the Fallout right now.
So normally we talk about what we've been doing for the bonus episode, patreon.com/theloreboys, link below. But you were just like, no, save it for the episode. So like, one, how's the show? How'd you like the DLC for Vegas as well? That's and then how are the Magic cards?
I did not play the DLC for Vegas. I won't spoil the show, but I'm liking what they're setting up. They're setting up some stuff for New Vegas. What I'm aiming to do with this episode is kind of give you some backgrounds because Robert House is featured in Season 2. Like they teased it in Season 1. We know that he's a part of Season 2. He's in all the trailers.
Yeah.
So getting to know more about him, his company, I think is going to help us catch all those sweet, tasty little Easter eggs that are going to be in the show.
Okay.
But I am enjoying it so far. I wish there was more. Every Wednesday when it comes out, Catherine and I make dinner and we watch it now. This will come out maybe when episode 2 of the Season 2 comes out. I don't know when we're releasing this, but there should be more out by the time. And I definitely say go watch it. Yeah,
this is probably out on Christmas Day ish because Christmas Eve is a Wednesday this year. Which is our normal day.
We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think you should watch it. So Robert Edwin House, like I said, there's an episode out there for that. But I want to get into his company, RobCo. So what do you think RobCo stands for, Peter?
It's probably not Robert's company. They've manufactured precious few Roberts, if I recall from the game. It's probably Robot Company.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Or corporation. I don't really know what the co. The co was honestly even more. It's not Robert Company or Robert Corporation.
So fans will say it could be like a play on his name, but canonically it does stand for like
Well, that'd be
robotics.
RobCo in that case.
Yeah, RobCo instead of
Yeah.
Robert Kaus. Yeah.
He's like giving people lupus.
Yeah.
I think was it you? I think you sent me a reel on Instagram last week. Also, I was sending hella reels today. Work was very quiet. Like sent me like some guy doing like an incredible impression of Doctor House, and just like some fucking this is
Oh,
I
it's the
yeah. Sorry, this is bad content. I'm describing a video I can't remember that you may have sent me on
there's a
my
guy who
phone.
just limps into rooms over and over again, but they'll set an era, right? So they'll be like, for example, I don't know, like Gen Z talks, and then he'll limp
Yes.
in and he'll talk like House, but he'll say something he's like, well, do you think Ariana Grande is cooked and something? But he does a much better impression than I can, right? It's good. It's a very good reel that we saw.
For a show I've never seen, I thought that was a very good impression of Jamie. I'll give you that one.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But they
Um.
build robots, right? I know they made the Mr. Handy, which is the
Mhm.
butler bot, the orb with the tentacles, which I do love 1950s sci-fi, where it's just like, did we invent ergonomics in the 90s? Or not even, because like the fucking you remember when your computer was beige and like a
Mm.
ball mouse was like this giant brick? Like I
Yeah.
think we only invented things that fit into human hands comfortably in 2007, right?
Yeah, I remember in like the mid 2000s or late 90s, they started to bring out those keyboards that were really curvy in weird ways. It was like a keyboard at the wave pool
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they designed a keyboard where if you held your hands out directly with your thumbs up, like just away from your body, that you kind of like tickled inwards at the keyboard. And that was supposed to be a very ergonomic one for a while, but that didn't really catch on. Um,
I've got to get them on camera now for this. I don't know if this feels like a proper way to type at all.
well, I think it's the twisting your hands down to the keyboard. Like your hands aren't supposed to be like flat on a desk for that long. They should, if you kept them out, they should be like thumbs up, like as if your hands were at your sides, but just extended upwards, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah.
Like how
But
we do video content now. This now I can wave my arm, I can gesticulate wildly like a lunatic, and this actually
if
makes sense
this
to people.
well, if this ever comes out, we've been doing it for a month and we haven't had a
We're
single
working on
video come out yet.
it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
There's a backlog somewhere, but anyways.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I work with the translator that I work with, and I'm on the marketing team at work. She has one of those like weird, ergonomic mice for her computer,
Yeah.
which is the one that she holds like this. You hold it like you tuck it into your hand like vertically, and you've got like the scroll wheel on the side and it whatever. I know, it just seems
Yeah.
very
Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to twist your hand, but I've done it for years and years, and sometimes my wrists tingle when I wake up, and everything's gonna be okay.
yeah.
Um,
It has nothing to do with my blood pressure at all.
nope, no, it's carpal tunnel. But anyways, RobCo. So someone who worked on Fallout, originally like Fallout 1 and 2 and 3 even, mentioned that RobCo was based on a real company. The name RobCo was based on a real company called RonCo, which was a big thing in the 60s.
We're making
And
Ron bots.
think of as seen on TV products. And this is what they did. They had like a rotisserie chicken oven that would fit 2 chickens. They had something called the flavor injector, which was just a syringe that you would put like sauces or oils into your meat. Um,
One of
they
my
had
favorite things, I think I've mentioned this before, that my sister, my mom, and I used to do when we were young, was just every once in a while see a commercial like, "Have you ever done this?" Like straight up
yeah,
infomercials, and then just like if the product was sufficiently stupid, my mom would just be like, "Let's get one for Christmas and see what it's like." The
yeah,
two core members I have is Catch a Bubble, which was like it was just like a bubble wand and like a bubble goo that would
right.
harden just enough that you could catch and stack bubbles, which was very fun.
Oh,
And
that
then there
rings a
was
bell. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and there was another one which I can't remember what it was called, but it was just I don't even remember why we bought it. It was so stupid, but it was like a Scotch tape dispenser, but it was
Okay.
like upside down, and you would like click it. You know how like whiteout strips work?
Whiteout strips. Oh
You know,
yeah, like
it's
you
like the
they're
teardrop
like
shaped thing with the wheel in it. You like
yeah.
to
And you
redact
take
all
off
your pedophile friends. You just like use the clicky thing, right?
and it comes off the little plastic reel, yeah.
Yeah. We got that for some reason, and it was for tape, and it's just completely useless. Like you could catch the bubbles, but the tape thing just didn't work. Didn't work at all.
Some of the more fun ones that RonCo had, which is RobCo was named after, kind of inspired from real life, is Pocket Fisherman, which is just a piece of plastic that you took out of your pocket, unfolded, and had fishing line in it. So it was like a fishing rod you could fit in your pocket. Um,
Just fishing line?
uh, everything you need to fish. Everything you need to fish. You'd unfold it from your pocket, and you could just
Okay.
fish out of the river.
Feels
Yeah,
like
I
a
guess it'd be
conceal
a
and carry fishing
hook.
rod, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my personal favorite is hair in a can, which was just looked like a can of spray paint that you would put on your bald spot. Right on the
I'm
top.
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, no, my hair's not that thin yet, but that all right. Hair in a can. That's very good.
Hair in a
I hope it
can.
comes out like silly string. It's like all fuzzy.
Yeah. RobCo, kind of like the rest of Fallout, was built on something that's not very serious in its tone. It'll cover really serious things like nuclear bombs dropping or men's hair loss, but it'll portray it in a jokey, over the top way, right? With like slow mo wigs blowing up or something, right?
You can target individual parts of the body and follow it
Mhm.
obviously with that. So you can do each limb, body, arms, head, toupee, and the
Yep.
critical hit on some guy's ego to shoot the toupee off his head.
Yep. Yeah, the show also managed to kind of capture that feeling where it's serious stuff. Bombs are dropping, there's people dying. It's not a nice place these people live in, but it is kind of done in like a sing-song, jokey, over the top way with like a great soundtrack, and you're almost laughing even though everything is so fucked up.
Yeah. The aw shucks tone of Fallout is kind of it is like that's why I think that's why people like it, right?
Yep. How old do you think Robert House himself was when he founded RobCo?
Oh, is he like a prodigy? Was he like 17 when he did it?
He's pretty young, a little older than 17 though. A little older than
22.
22, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Nailed it.
I had no fucking idea. That was just my second one. I didn't want to do 18, so that good.
Got it in two. In June 25th, 2042 is when his 22nd birthday was, and that's when he founded RobCo.
Well, he was born in 2020.
Oh, I guess he would be, yeah.
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 His parents were
He's
bored.
COVID baby.
Fucking during the pandemic.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible that he was able to found such a big company at the age of 22 because he did not get an inheritance like most successful business boys. He was orphaned at age of 2. His parents died in a freak accident involving a gyro, not an auto euro, and a lightning strike. Yeah. It was a freak Tzatziki accident.
Yeah. I was thinking of just like the rotisserie chicken thing, but it's like as seen on TV, it's like the gyro meat, and that thing has gone completely haywire, basically.
Yep.
Freak Tzatziki accent. How do you spell Tzatziki?
TZ. Oh my god, I can write it. TZ. Oh my. Everyone at home, mail me in how to write Tzatziki. So Robert House didn't get an inheritance. His parents died, but here's the trick: it was only his dad. He had a different mom, and his half brother Anthony House didn't feel that Robert deserved an inheritance because he had a different mother. Tony House. So Robert House, against all odds, founded RobCo after he was cheated out of his inheritance by his half brother Anthony House.
And his brother's company, Tony Co., went bankrupt, and he bought him out. Actually,
he does try and buy out the company, and we'll get into that.
I was totally kidding there. I did. I was like,
yeah. H&H Tools, you might recognize that from Fallout New Vegas.
Yes. Okay.
That was the family business before the parents died. That's where they got their family wealth, and Anthony House took over H&H Tools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know what the H's stand for? Is it just house and house, or?
That sounds right. Like it could be him and his brother, but I didn't look it up. What you would know H&H Tools the most from in the games is the location. You can actually go to the H&H Tools factory/office, and it's also if you've ever used the nail gun in the game. That's an H&H Tools nail gun. Pre-war was used on construction sites to increase efficiency, but post-war is a full automatic nail gun that you're able to shoot ghouls and the such with. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I tried to bring it up here to see it. The fictional H&H Tools company that owns a factory based in the real world Hughes Tool Company for Howard Hughes, which I know Mr. House is based heavily on Howard Hughes, who was like an airplane guy in the 30s who went fucking crazy and tried to make a big wooden airplane.
Yeah, it's kind of just enigmatic rich dude who goes his own way. And
Yeah.
House is totally that. And he even looks like Howard Hughes.
I yearn for the days of when rich guys just quietly were weird billionaires, not annoying people every single fucking day, right? Like, be weird. I don't know, jar your pee, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck. Wear tissue boxes on your feet. Just Twitter gave us this like window into people's brains that I don't. Is an irreparable damage to the world.
Yeah, we're gonna start to see some through lines here with Robert House that kind of looks almost like a Sam Altman or something like that. There's a lot of automation replacing jobs
Okay.
and things like that. So we'll get there. But
Does Mr. House kill any of his gay boyfriends like Peter Thiel did?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. H&H Tools. So yeah, we go to that place in New Vegas, the nail gun that you can use as a weapon. It's also brought up in the show. Not a spoiler, but they do mention the H&H nail gun specifically in season 2, episode 1. And in the show, without spoiling too much, there's 2 different actors for Robert House, inexplicably. Like it jumps between 2 different actors, and we're kind of left to wonder, is there a different person there? Is it a body double because he's going to public places and he's such a rich man, right? That he's using a body double to take care of his errands, I guess.
Yeah.
Or another theory is Anthony House, his brother.
Okay.
Could be in the show. That would be going out of canon though, because Anthony House, this New Vegas happens, I forget which year, but it's 15 years after the events of New Vegas.
New Vegas is like 2281, I think.
Yeah. So 15 years later after this, and already in New Vegas, you can find what happened to Anthony House. And he wouldn't still be around 15 years later. So it might go off the canon. We think it's a body double. Could be his brother. We'll see.
Yeah. I thought you meant like for the past and present, because obviously there would be flashbacks to like before the war in the TV show, when I know that like Mr. House is briefly seen in season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet, but like obviously spoilers for New Vegas, a game that came out 15 fucking years ago. He's like a skeleton now. He's like an old man. So like, did they have like an old man actor play the skeleton,
No.
and then like play younger him? No. Okay.
No, it's like it's straight up in the same timeline, 2 different guys that look slightly the same but are different actors. So
interesting. Okay.
We haven't been explained that yet. By the time this comes out, it might be a lot more obvious, but right now it's not. But Anthony House, so his brother, the estranged brother that took all of the inheritance, starts to become paranoid over the years. He starts to, you find this all out in like a terminal in New Vegas. Like you can go to H&H Tools and learn all this about House's brother. So House's brother Anthony begun to wear a special hat and refused to make eye contact with anyone because he believed people could steal his thought energy by looking at him for too long.
Okay, so he is exactly like a modern rich guy. He's insane.
He had several wild security measures installed, random DNA screenings at work. He closed off all the bathrooms. No one was allowed to use the bathroom at work. And no one was allowed to use any other language than English.
When was this written? I wonder.
This is in New Vegas, this information, so it would have
Okay.
been 15 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and or even longer when they were actually writing all this. It is funny how they're like, wouldn't it be crazy if a rich guy forbade his employees from going to the washroom? And it's just like a thing you normally read about on CBC now.
Yeah. And then the TV show that would come out 15 years later would be
It's
on
made by that
that.
guy.
Yeah. Maybe they won't put Anthony House in this one. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the piss bottles are non-canon. We're taking that out of the show. Take that one out,
Yeah.
please.
But while this is happening, is Anthony's going crazy. Tony House going crazy. Robert House, he's doing great. RobCo Industries is the stocks are going up. He's taking on more and more. But this causes Anthony's fragile mental condition to go even worse. He's degenerating even faster. RobCo, so Mr. House from the show, Robert House, starts buying aggressively into the H&H Tool Company stock. So his family inheritance that he never got, he's trying to get this company back now.
Okay.
So even though Anthony's paranoid, he's kind of a little bit right that his half-brother is trying to take over the company. So some other...
I'm trying to steal my thought energy. Also, my brother is buying up all our stocks. So, like, you're crazy. Nobody's trying to buy your stocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Just tinfoil back. Put on your tinfoil, your special fedora, probably.
Yeah.
Can you find his hat in New Vegas? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I didn't actually go to H&H Tool, but I just read the wiki entry when looking it up. But some other stuff, some other craziness that he has. He distrusts foreigners, masons, carpenters, Tragic the Garnering players, which is a play on Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I found that his desk has a fucking shotgun booby trap on it. I posted for you and the patrons here.
He doesn't like illegal aliens, extraterrestrials, so also just aliens.
Yeah, okay.
And the Flemish. He dislikes all of those. So
okay, well that's fair. That last one. The Flemish.
Yeah.
I will shout it out because I was gonna watch it with a friend of mine recently because she's never seen it. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I have shouted it out on the show before. It's one of the funniest things. There is an entire episode about how British author Garth Marenghi is not racist, but he hates the Scottish. And like that, the controversial episode where like Scottish ghosts start haunting the hospital that he works in.
Yeah, well, in the end, Anthony's paranoia comes to a head on June 19th, 2077. He's convinced that Robert House is coming to physically remove him from his office. So he goes crazy. He locks down the factory, turns on all the security systems because he's going down not without a fight. And his actions turns the H&H Tools factory into a death trap for centuries to come. If you go there in New Vegas, it's still loaded with traps and security robots. That's why there's shotguns on the desk that are trying to blow your head off if you read his computer.
Very cool. Okay. That is the same as like the Winchester Mansion. Like the great granddaughter of the guy who invented the Winchester rifle.
Right.
She went insane, and the Winchester estate notoriously is like heavily booby trapped. There's like staircases and doors that go nowhere, and there's like guns tied to like switch. Like this is a real rich person. This is what rich people should do. Go crazy privately, booby trap your fucking home, and then we will find your desiccated body months after you have passed away.
I think they did a play on the Winchester Mansion in Borderlands 3 because you meet a very rich family who's very heavily invested into guns, and there's an old man with a mustache who's gone berserk pretty much. So
okay, yeah, it's cool. I know there's like it's happened a couple times. I know like there's some other fucking freak who like booby trapped his home, and then like lost track of his booby traps or something, and like the shotgun he had booby trapped his like wardrobe with, he like blew his own face off at some point. Like,
yeah.
You'd think he'd remember where like like if I booby trapped my underwear drawer, a drawer I open every single fucking day, right?
No need to brag, dude.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I do happen to own 5 pairs of underwear. Okay, all right. Sorry, the drawer I open every business day. Weekends are free for all, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
um,
Well,
yeah, like the grenade pin tied to the handle. You'd be just like, well, no, I need to unhook this when I get like fresh socks, sort of thing. Like, fuck.
yeah. Anthony House, definitely paranoid, but maybe for good reason, because we'll get into some of RobCo's business achievements after the break. Welcome back to the Lore Boys podcast.
Oh,
So
hey.
we're continuing with RobCo. So we've kind of covered Anthony House, his estranged brother who stole his inheritance, and how Robert House put enough pressure on a crazy man for him to lock himself into his office and put guns in every doorway. The bombs, by the way, dropped like a month later, so I'm sure he died to radiation before anyone even tried to take his company from him. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Buy me out, will ya? Well, I know in the TV show, spoilers for season 1, like Robert House is on the shadowy cabal government that's just like, no, let the bombs fall, we'll all be fine, sort of thing, right? Along with the
he never
ghoul's
says
wife.
that. He never says that. He says, how can he get return on investment for investing into vaults? And the
Okay.
vault tech person says, what if we did it ourselves? But we don't
Right.
know where Robert House falls on that, because he has a heavy investment on Vegas, and he's a reason why Vegas was ultimately saved, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But he's a rich enough guy that he's just involved on big meetings kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So RobCo managed to become a monopoly in the operating system space on all computers. So if you launch a terminal in any Fallout game, you're greeted with the green text that says RobCo Unified Operating System.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
So he's done a lot there. He's pushed from just robotics into all operating systems, even the Pip-Boy. So the personal computers that the Vault Dwellers have on their wrists, it's running on RobCo software.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That reminds me, a buddy of mine is the only person, possibly in human history, who back in when we were in college, or CJEP as we call it here in Quebec, who had a Windows phone. Which, to the Zoomers in the audience, trust me, okay, did exist, but I would have an easier time proving to you that dinosaurs were real than a fucking Windows phone, because there's very little evidence. My favorite thing that ever happened to his phone was, and compliments to the phone, it was manufactured by Nokia. It was just like Windows OS on it, right? He was waiting for a bus at the Lionel Gru metro station. It's a big terminal here in Montreal. And then he accidentally dropped his phone, slid out of his hand, bounced off the tip of his shoe just as a bus pulled up, and it just landed on the street and was instantly run over by a fucking bus. And the screen was like so shattered that it went past being broken. And it was like so shattered you could see again, because like a phone gets like fucked up, you can't see, but if it gets fucked up
Yeah.
enough, you can see it again. Still worked.
Wow.
After having been run over by a fucking bus. And I remember when he told me this story, it was so funny. He's just like, yep, just fucking boink onto the street before he could even think to pick it up. Just instantly run over, just like completely destroyed. And it was just like held together with scotch tape so he didn't get fucking splinters in his hand.
When everyone was jamming out on iPad or iPods, Ethan had a Zune, which was the Windows
Oh,
media
right.
player as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Got a couple of guys experimenting out there. It's like
Yeah.
you don't want Apple to have the monopoly, obviously.
No. Yeah. So they all pretty much the creation of the Pip-Boy. It was Vault technology, but it was created in tandem with RobCo.
Okay.
Um, your menu in game, for those of you who haven't played the games, is this personal computer on your wrist. When you want to check your inventory, you literally pull your wrist up to your face. You see that green text because it is the same unified operating system that you see in the terminals.
I always change it to blue, personally. I find it easier on the eyes.
It is nice.
That's sad.
Uh,
I know the Pip-Boy in Fallouts 1 and 2 was more of like a pager sort of thing. It's not on your wrist. It was the Pip-Boy 2000, not the Pip-Boy 3000. I think the 3000 is in the
Yeah.
one in the modern Fallouts, but the Pip-Boy
Right.
2000 was like, again, your map, your inventory, everything. It was a very like diegetic, I think that's the word for it, interface in Fallouts 1 and 2, where like when you open your menu, again, you are looking at a screen on a physical device. But I think it was like on your hip or something like that, because I guess like they just in the 90s they hadn't imagined like, oh yeah, what if your watch had a fucking screen on it, sort of something like type shit basically.
Yeah. Well, if you remember the Pip-Boy 2000, you might remember this little fact. So most people would recognize Vault Boy. So when you think of Fallout, you see that little guy with the blonde hairdo doing the thumbs up right at the
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah. The only Funko Pop I own, I got it from a Secret Santa at work for somebody who knew I liked video games. That's it. It's
Nice.
like he's over behind me here somewhere.
Nice. Did you know that RobCo created a similar but less popular character for the Pip-Boy named Pip-Boy?
Yes. So I accidentally clicked on the spoiler image before we started recording, and I saw him, and I was like, "Ooh, the Pip-Boy."
Yeah.
I do remember him. Yes, he's got orange hair and like a little yellow jumpsuit. He looks more like an astronaut sort of guy.
And he has elf-like ears too.
Oh fuck, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more of like a space character. I provided a picture. If you're part of the patrons, that picture will be available for you in the Discord. If you're not, you can just Google Pip-Boy character and you'll see
Yeah.
him.
If you're not a patron,
Yeah.
fuck off and Google it yourself.
So yeah, Pip-Boy, you can find him in the Wasteland Survival Guide as well. He's like at a campfire together with the Vault Boy, and they're all hanging out. But he's a character I didn't fully know about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely recognize him from having played Fallouts 1 and 2, but he's very much the GoBots to the Transformers, where it's just like, yeah, we're re-releasing some of the GoBots. Look at whoever the fucking main guy is hanging out with Optimus Prime. Look at him go. It's just like, here he is.
Yeah, so Robert House, some other stuff that he did that was really cool at RobCo. They had, to quote it, a Byzantine corporate structure. So there's no accountability or direct line of blame.
Yeah.
It's not a hierarchy. It kind of goes in circles and wide. Like you can't track who's doing what or why things happened. And they would take over other businesses. If they refused to sell to them, then they'd get creative. So that's probably part of the reason why Anthony House was worried about his brother taking over the family business, because he almost certainly was trying to and doing weird stuff. So
Right.
Repcon Aerospace is a location in New Vegas.
Yeah. Is that where we talked about him like 2-3 weeks ago? Like Jonathan Bright is like setting up for his like his space pilgrimage with his ghouls.
Exactly. So it's like
Okay, yes.
it's basically like our NASA. RobCo took over that, and whenever the management did not want to sell their shares to Robert House, they manufactured a vote of no confidence and just found a way to take over anyways. So this space travel stuff completely taken over by Robert House.
Any C-suite guys out there listening to our show right now, if you're an important guy or girl in some company there, and somebody's trying to buy you out, learn from this story here, booby trap your fucking office. Because you know who didn't get bought out? Fucking Tony House.
Yeah. He just died in the nuclear fallout instead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is better than a hostile takeover. Okay, it's much less embarrassing.
True. Yeah, so RobCo had a large variety of automation machines / robots, right? We mentioned a few: Mr. Handsy, Mr. Gutsy, Securitrons. Even in Fallout 4,
Protectron as well is one of my favorites.
Protectrons.
Yeah. What's the brain bot called?
Those are I forgot what they're called, but there was something called the Robo Brain Project, which is what.
That's it. Yeah. The trash can, Oscar the Groucho's trash can with the brain in it, and I love the way they're animated in Fallout. At least in Fallout 3, they have very like 1950s like arm animation, because it's very clearly just like dryer, like the aluminum tube behind your dryer, right?
Yeah.
And when they're trying to fight you, they're like woo, like swinging their arms around and shit. They got like pinchers on them. They just like shoot a laser off or whatever.
You meet one in the Fallout show as well, which I won't again spoil, but it's basically a brain on a Roomba. And whenever you
Oh,
watch the
that's
show,
true. Yes. Yeah, in season
yeah,
1. Yes. Yeah.
whenever you watch the show and have subtitles on, I noticed this with Catherine, they don't name the character's name. They just say brain on a Roomba as the character name before the subtitles.
Oh,
Which is very good.
I'm gonna talk shit. I don't want to. I'm gonna talk shit here for a second here. I don't know if she's ever gonna hear this. If we break up and she does, I'm sorry, but fuck you. When we rewatched Avatar: Way of Water. The woman I've been seeing and I was like, oh, the subtitles are on. Disgusting. She's like, no, subtitles stay on in this house. I was like,
I'm
that
not
is.
subtitles on.
You can fucking have her in that case. What's Catherine's opinion on this? Do you want to just
You-
swap? We're doing a
We're
wife swap here.
you're the odd man out. We're all
Ew.
subtitles on. Yeah.
Ew. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna start like a problem in the Discord. I normally I'm just like, hey, here's my opinion. Don't at me. I am curious if you guys are a subtitles or a non-subtitles household. So
There's certain scenarios, like if I'm watching a stand-up comedy routine, I don't want subtitles on because I just see the punchlines before they're delivered, right?
right,
But if I'm
yes.
watching something like, I don't know, Game of Thrones, where it's like there's this density to it and there's so many names, and like I love to be able to see how something's spelled. It really sticks in my head better. If there's parts where
Okay.
background noises are louder or quieter, sometimes it's easier to pick up on things you missed. In a house where maybe somebody's like watching reels on their phone next to you or something, and you're just watching something, it's like easy. It doesn't bother you as much because you can see what's going on. I think there's a lot of positives to it, but there's certain things that I would turn it off for as well.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, we
Yeah.
rewatched Avatar: Way of Water in preparation to watch the third one on Christmas. And I guess like part of it would be real, especially in a film or a show or anything that's like a visual feast, where I'm just like looking at how pretty everything is. I don't really know. I can name 3 characters in the Avatar movies. First name only. Like,
Right.
and I did a full fucking episode about the lore, right? We did that like earlier this year, I think. It's just like, yeah, maybe if somebody it was Roomba on it was like brain on a Roomba I would remember his fucking name rather than it's the chief of the water guys. I
Yeah.
don't know what his fucking name is, and maybe the subtitles would have helped. I suppose.
Maybe. Yeah. So back to RobCo. They even partnered with Nuka Cola to create an attraction at Nuka World. I just played this part of the DLC actually.
How is
Where
that?
you go. It's okay. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's the whole thing with that DLC is there's like 5 sections to the theme park, and there's these raiders that have settled there, and each time you go and liberate one part of the theme park, you assign one of the raider gangs to take over. And you can choose for each place which raiders take over. There's 3 different. There's like the operators, the alphas, and the something else. The alphas are basically furries who are like, oh no, the pack. They're like, yeah, I'm the top dog, and they have animals that fight in rings. And then there's the operators who I don't know what their deal is, and then somebody else. And I was just like, you know what? I just took over Kitty Corner. I am not putting the furries in charge of this. The operators are in charge of this. Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been frozen. Look, hey, listen, buddy. Hey, listen, pal. I've been frozen for 200 years, but I still
Yeah.
know better than to assign the fucking alphas to the kitty corner here.
Yeah, it just seemed like too much. They have like dogs fighting bears in cages. I'm like, they're not gonna have the kid section. But
No.
anyways, yeah, I did that. I did the kitty corner, and then now I went on to Galactic Zone, which is the Nuka Cola and RobCo crossover event, where
Very cool.
there's like a roller coaster where they have all these machines like Securitrons, Protectrons, and even other ones, where you get to simulate fighting against them. So they give you little laser guns, and you have to fight against them and like beat the robots on your little roller
that's
coaster
cool.
adventure. Yeah, and you get to walk through it, and they don't shoot fake bullets at you at this point. They're shooting real lasers at you, and you have to actually fight your way through it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The Securitron, is that the tripod, like the giant fuck-off robot that has like the rocket launcher arm and the gun arm?
There's something called like the Assault Sentry. There's like the Corvatron, which is just Hot Lady Robot. The
Oh, yeah, I remember
Securitron.
her, yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. I honestly don't remember them all by name, but it's just a bunch of
Oh,
robots.
Securitron is the sheriff from Good Springs. It's the unicycle one with the pinchy hands.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. All right, cool.
Yeah, so that's another place you can see Nuka World, and they used that back before the war. Nuka World was like Coca-Cola Disneyland, right? They used that as advertisement for RobCo themselves. If you could go fight a robot and see how cool they are, maybe you'd buy one to change your baby in your home or whatever.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Nothing beats the delicate touch. Like, Mom, take a break. The delicate touch of cast iron pincers on your baby's diaper, right?
Yeah. With all this automation, a lot of pre-war Americans lost their jobs and their abilities to make ends meet. Even the jobs in the coal mines were being replaced, and this led to the automation riots. And good thing this is fake in a video game and not real life. Jobs are not being replaced by robots, right?
No, exactly.
No.
My job of answering 6 emails today can quite literally never be taken from me.
So a section you can go through in Fallout 76. I haven't played through this, but I read about it today. It's called the Watoga Project. So there's a town called Watoga, and it was completely automated. So robots do everything in the town. They run the restaurants, they run the hospitals, they run the government. There's only one person who is not a robot that has any power, and it's the mayor. And they rotate them out. If someone seems biased, they kick them out and bring a new mayor in.
Okay, that's cool. I really wish I could get into the gameplay of 76. I mean, I played it before they patched in like human NPCs. Like I played it early days on Game Pass, and I wish I was a better co-op partner for multiplayer because I would love to go through 76 and just like see everything because it's like it just looks. There's obviously I'm a notorious Fallout 4 poo-pooer. There is an aesthetic to Fallout that I love, and I still love the new aesthetic that Bethesda's taken. Like Fallout 4 looks great, right? And obviously 76 looks exactly like that, and it's just like Fallout in a new area is just always cool. It's the best part about the Vegas DLCs, which I hope you get to at some point. It's just it's just a new place. Like fucking Old World Blues is still the best Fallout flavored anything ever made. The DLC for Vegas when you go to Big Mountain, right. Excellent.
Yeah, like even I mentioned this last week when me and Ethan were just chatting about Fallout, but like coming from New Vegas back to 4 was so nice. Like little things like opening up the inventory of something you just killed. You don't have to open up a whole menu. You hover over it and it shows you exactly what's in there. Well, like the landscape, whenever you look at things, like when I look around Nuka-Cola Land or Nuka-Cola World, I know what everything looks like. It has a clear visual like style to it. And it's not like, okay, there's a mountain that way and there's a satellite dish that way, but everything kind of looks like the same blown out desert. There is a lot of positive stuff. Characters probably better, decisions better in New Vegas, but Fallout 4 has a lot of positives going for it too. In terms of just like playing the game, there's a lot less garbage you have to sift through to just play. Yeah.
I mean, Vegas is very like character driven and like story driven. Even back in 2011 when I played it, I was like, no, like Fallout 3 is more interesting to explore because like the capital of the US being blown apart is inherently more interesting than just like, damn, I can't believe you guys blew up the desert.
Yeah.
Like it looks the fucking same. Right?
Yeah. Well, back to Watoga, like so we're now we're in a fully automated town, and during the resource wars there weren't enough stuff for everyone. There wasn't enough food, there wasn't enough supplies. And the robots who were just running this town would just prematurely kick people out of the hospital to make room for the next people because so like you could be barely better. I think the quote was as soon as they were ready to half stand up, you were booted onto the front door and they would open up the bed for the next person.
Yeah. Given American healthcare, one crutch to get you out there is $30,000.
Yeah. It was an example of full automation and an example of people being treated less than human, right? So hopefully no parallels to our real world, I don't think. But Scott Turner, RobCo developer, launched Operation Free Watoga on October 22nd, 2077. You might notice that that date comes pretty dang close to when the bombs drop.
Yeah, isn't it the following day? It's like the 23rd or something when everything goes a little
Yeah.
sideways?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
almost immediately after. So he breaks into the Watoga's emergency service protocols. He causes all the city's robots to malfunction and become hostile to everyone around. He's just making it like a complete disaster. So they have to pull the plug on this thing,
Okay.
right? The robots couldn't be repaired because Turner broke the transmission sequencer and corrupted the software on the update terminals throughout the research center. Only the terminal in his own office could fix this. He barricades himself in, locks the terminal, and prevents any other badge other than his from accessing the office. So he's like, "This place is all fucked up. Only I can fix it. Let's pull the plug."
Now, I
And
never worked for you, Jamie, but you have now, just in the past 40 minutes, spoken about two guys who have locked themselves in their offices and gone crazy. What is your management style at work? I wonder.
Yeah, I have a servant management style where I just support those around me, and then as soon as things get rough, I lock myself in my office for
Yeah,
the show.
exactly. I haven't been
Yeah.
back to the office in quite some time, and I don't know if HR has removed the shotgun with a string tied to the door handle that I left there before the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, the very next day, the bombs fall. And Turner's really guilt-ridden. He had no idea his plan would take place a day before the world was destroyed. So as he's dying from radiation poisoning, he leaves instructions on how to make the robots passive again. So that's the in-game lore for how you can fix the town of Watoga when you go there in Fallout 76.
Is there a quest in Fallout 4 where there is like a town full of robots and you have to talk to a Mr. Gutsy?
I remember a location where you go and see a lot of robots, but I couldn't tell you about that
Yeah.
one specifically. Yeah.
I know there's one Mr. Gutsy in Fallout 4 that I never found, unfortunately, and it's one of the few times in that game where like your speech skill actually comes in handy, where if you pass like subsequent speech checks, you can like taunt it until it fucking kills itself. It just blows up because it goes crazy.
Yeah. Another example of RobCo's impact on the world, they worked together with Westech on Liberty Prime
Hell
to
yeah.
help beat the Chinese. So that's a giant war robot that's eventually revered by the Brotherhood of Steel. That's the most recent ending I've done to Fallout 4 is revive the giant war robot and then storm him through Boston and watch him pick up like I forget what he picks up. Is it a Death Claw or is it a super mutant?
It's a
And he
super
just
mutant behemoth. He like picks it
behemoth.
up and like crushes it. Yeah.
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 Very
One of the
cool
few
way
times
to
I didn't get mad at a company for recycling their own content. The climax of Fallout 3 is also activating Liberty Prime and following it around, killing everything. And for some
Oh,
reason,
yeah.
they were just like, "What if we just did unmodified the same thing again?" Like,
I love that ending. It was more
I love
interesting than
Liberty
the other
Prime.
endings. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how it doesn't know where it is. It very clearly has no idea that it is in. It's just somewhere else because it accuses everybody of being a Chinese communist.
Yeah.
And Better Dead Than Red is still like the best anti-communist propaganda I've ever heard. It's so funny. And he's like calling everybody Chinese and like throwing
Yeah.
fucking like nuke footballs at them. It's so funny.
It's another one of RobCo's impacts on the world is a giant death robot. They created the Stealth Boys. They don't know exactly how they work, RobCo, because they had the Chinese like
Stealth
invisibility
suit.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they stole that. They were able to make Stealth Boys, but they still didn't quite understand how they work, just that they could make them work.
Right.
Um,
The suit only makes
which
Chinese guys invisible, but we can't figure out why. But the Stealth Boy itself can make other people invisible as well.
and super mutants.
Oh, that's true. The Nightkin, is that what they're called? The gray
Yeah.
ones? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
get addicted to it. So for all his faults, or for all his vaults,
Eh?
House anticipated the Great War a decade before it happened. And although selfish in his motives, he did save a corner of humanity from dying. That big tower you see in New Vegas when you play, you see it in the show, you see it in the game. It's loaded with a defense system. It shot down most of the nukes that would have landed in New Vegas, which is why a lot of New
Okay,
Vegas is still
cool.
intact.
Sick.
Yeah. 77 nuclear warheads were aimed at the area, and House stopped enough of them to save a lot of Las Vegas. When you go there in the game, it's still blown the hell up. The strip is kind of intact. So he was able to save himself in a certain way. But we'll see how House plays out in the show. Right now, it's unclear on how faithful they will be to the games. We know that he has a lot of self-interest. He's a huge part of the New Vegas game. Check out the House episode that we have if you want more on his motivations and things like that. But that's been our episode for today. If you'd like to find me, I'm streaming on Loreboy James on Twitch. I might be a little bit interrupted during the holidays, but Tuesdays and Thursdays around 7 p.m. EST. I've been playing Baldur's Gate a lot lately, even some Fallout.
Hell yeah.
So you can find me there. Pete, where can we find your stuff and Instagram and stuff?
At Loreboy's Podcast on Instagram. Give us a follow. Say hello. And then my book, or my comic rather, The Black Frontier, is available on Amazon. Linked below, just like the Follow show is available on Amazon. So we're 2 peas in a pod. Got another email. I don't know if it's going to be $2 or $10. I don't care, but thank you to everybody who's been buying it, because I'm getting another little payout there. It's always this one's from Australia, so I'm officially a global brand. That's 4 countries now, so I'm very, very, very happy. So thank you to everybody who continues to support the book, even though it's been out now for what, fucking 6 months, and people still. I'm still getting a couple of pennies here and there, a couple of caps. I'm like very, very happy. Thank you so much to everybody who's bought it. And I sadly have access to my dad's Amazon orders, just because we all use his Prime. And he bought himself a copy of my book. And I saw that when I went to cancel an order for something I didn't need anymore. And I was just like, I had pre-ordered a Transformer, but found it early here. Canceled that order and then saw like my own book in my dad's shopping cart, like, oh, arriving tomorrow. I'm like, hey, get that.
Nice.
I swear to God, if he takes $2 off of like the $100 he normally gives me for Christmas, because he's like, I bought your book, I'm cutting your royalties out, I'm gonna go crazy. Cheap bastard.
That's funny. Yeah, and if you want to join the ranks of the patrons, get some extra stuff, like we have almost 200 extra episodes. Pete's comic is available at the $15 tier, but for just $3 you can get a lot of stuff, like including all of the extra Discord chats, special attention from us for requests, the loser titles. We have 3 posts a week going live on Patreon. There's a lot of extra stuff. You can find that on patreon.com/loreboys. But if you want to join Loreboys Prime, we've always offered this, we're going to need about 77 good bodies to be loaded into a tower to be launched at nuclear missiles. If they ever come close to Loreboys HQ, we're going to need your bodies to be launched at those missiles to blow them up above into the atmosphere.
Look, we tried using lasers. They're more efficient to cut the missile in half, cut the rocket open or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, that's automation, and we're not going to take good jobs from people. We're just going to launch your body, Iron Giant style, okay? Straight at the missiles. Yeah.
We'll give you minimum wage until we launch you out of the tower. Don't worry.
Yeah. You don't get any beneficiaries, though.
No, none of that. None of that. Yeah. I think that constitutes Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Out.
Out.